You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
What's up, nerds? You're tuning into Space Cadettes with Jena, Bean, and me, Alfie. Hello.
It's such like a chill, like ASMR opening.
Thank you.
We're usually like, "What's up?" But
hi,
Alfie's bringing us in soft. Yeah, chill.
I'm not described as chill or soft very often, so I will definitely take it right now.
I don't know. I think you're probably the most chill person at the store.
In comparison to everyone else at the store, yes. But everyone else is just like, I'm just normal volume to soft volume, and everyone else is just like up here. So I can't compare. It doesn't matter.
What I want to talk about today is, sorry, I was trying to get my dinner in, because before today's show, we actually talked about something that is one of our topics today. And Alfie has a hot take on this. So the question that I want to pose to everybody is, what is a movie or a character or a TV show that everybody else loves, but you can't stand? And Alfie has the best answers. She has two of them.
Yeah.
And take it away, Alfie.
All right. So I'm already just preparing for just the downfall. But so first one would definitely be Avatar. And no, I'm not talking about M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender. I'm talking about James Cameron's Avatar. Absolutely despise that movie. Nearly walked out of the theater when it came out. And then the second one, which I'm certain that everyone expects me, the horror fan, to love, is A Quiet Place. Despise that movie. Top 10 worst movies I've ever seen. I hate it so much. Right up there with Avatar. Hate it so much.
Oh my god.
And it's not even that I'm indifferent towards it. I actively hate those movies.
Oh my god. I just want to know, like, because Avatar, to me, is just visually stunning. The story is kind of meh, but the movie as a whole is visually stunning to me. And is that the part of it that you just can't stand?
No, I didn't find it visually stunning. But but honestly, like, I hated the story so much that I couldn't even focus on the visuals. It's just like, yeah, I guess it's a pretty movie, but I'm not typically awed by CGI or special effects in that regards. I mean, it could look great. It could hold up. Don't know. I'm probably never going to watch that movie again. It could be great, but I'm more of a practical effects person. So, like, oh, you mean that they built a little miniature of the city and put, like, a little toy airplane going through it? Oh, man, that's amazing. Jaw drop. Great. And, I mean... And don't get me wrong, like, some movies have excellent CGI and build incredible worlds. I just don't think Avatar was one of them.
So how do you feel about it getting a second one so many years later?
Not surprised, because they talked about it when the first one came out. It's like, oh no, it's coming out next year. No, for real though. Next year. No, wait. Give it 10 years. And the thing is, it's not going to be like, oh, well, there were delays or we couldn't get stuff done or whatever. It's going to be like, oh no, I was waiting until the CGI could reach the next level, so it would be even better. Okay, whatever. Just say that you weren't ready to do it. Like, that's fine. the project was delayed. That's cool. No, I was waiting for innovation. Okay, whatever. Cool. I'm unimpressed. This movie wasn't made for me, obviously.
You used a reference earlier today when you were describing it. You were like, he started writing it the same year this thing came out. It's a thing. What was it that you said?
Okay. To preface this real quick, the only reason I know this is because my photography teacher in high school loves Avatar. Well, loved. He might not now. Don't know. A long time ago. But he loved it so much that he insisted that we sit through the special features of the movie and like the behind the scenes, and I'm just suffering. So the only reason I know this, Pocahontas came out in the year 1995. James Cameron started writing Avatar in 1995. But when I was telling people, like, dude, it's just Pocahontas in space, everyone was like, no, it's a completely different story. Maybe he was inspired by it. No, he wrote Pocahontas in space the same time Pocahontas came out. He saw Pocahontas and was like, dude, you know what would be great? If we took some Smurfs and we put them in space, but with the same story. Done. Got it. It's the same story. And I hate it. I hate it so much. I just hate it.
Bean, what did you think of Avatar?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
But I was like very confused why they re-released it in theaters ahead of
So they released it. Yeah, they released it regular. They released it IMAX. And if you went down to Moody Gardens here in Galveston, they released it in what's called 4D, where if you were in the spaceship, your chair moved. And you got sprayed with water in the water scenes.
They tainted the motion simulator.
Yep.
Tainted it.
But they had so many different versions of it and people loved it so much and it sold so much. It made like $1 billion, I think. Alfie is just like, so that's why they kept releasing it and re-releasing it. And I want to talk about the other one, A Quiet Place. I love that movie. I deeply love that movie. It's so good to me, in my opinion.
Oh,
so
no,
a
lot of other people.
Yeah. So what is it about that movie that you just like? Ugh.
I just felt that there were so many dumb things that happened in that movie that were
all
avoidable.
movies.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's true, but I don't know. For some reason, this one took me so out of it, and also I thought that like the monsters looked stupid, and I just hated it, and it's just I just hate it.
Was it the acting or?
It's not even the acting was particularly bad or anything. I just, man,
Was it the little kid?
Oh, yeah, the little kids. But I don't know. I don't have kids, so I have no like, oh, if I was ever in that situation, I would have to protect my little one. I mean, for me, it's like, well, I don't know you, kid. I guess this is your problem now. Goodbye. But like I said, I don't have that connection with a kid. I mean, I have my dog, but hey, my dog doesn't bark, so I'm good. She's a quiet little dog. But even with a dog, I would probably do more to protect a barking dog than a kid with a toy that makes noise. Why did that kid have that toy in the first place?
They took the batteries out so it wouldn't make noise, and it was his sister. His sister gave him the toy, and then the kid stole the batteries. So it's not even the parents' fault. It was the stupid little kid who stole the batteries.
That toy shouldn't exist in this realm. Get rid of it.
I never watched The Quiet Place because I just like I didn't want to watch a really quiet movie. Like I have enough trouble paying attention through a whole movie, and they're like, it's a movie where like no one talks and there's like it's like really quiet. I'm like, I'm just gonna forget it's on and go do something else. Like I'm going to forget I'm watching a movie.
That's totally fair. And I will say that there's another movie that was, you had to be quiet and all this stuff called Don't Breathe. I really love that movie, but similar concept of, hey, you got to be quiet, but it's not a monster. It's a dude that could kill you, but which to me is much scarier because that's a dude. That's a real dude.
Yeah.
But I think that's also a thing. I find dudes scarier, like actual people.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked up the monster when you were like, they look stupid, and I thought that it was like a meme image at first, and then I was like, oh no, that's really what they look like. It looks like a dentist commercial. Like, what the heck?
Yep. Yeah, and I think when I mention how much I hate the monster design in that, people are like, oh, so I bet you liked Bird Box because you didn't see a monster. And it's like, yeah, actually. If the monster's not going to look good. Yeah, if the monster's not going to look good or it's going to be bad CGI that's not going to hold up, just don't show one.
Yeah. Use your own imagination.
About it is scarier. So
sometimes your own imagination is scarier than what FX people could come up with.
Yeah.
Now they come up with some amazing things, especially the FX team for Pan's Labyrinth. Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like sometimes what you imagine cannot be made. So sometimes the imagination can be scarier than what can be made. All right, Bean, what is something? Huh?
I was just gonna say, I always get more scared of things that like I can't see in a movie, like the ghosts and stuff, because it's like, oh, you can't see it. It could be anywhere. Could be spooking anywhere in the house. And then a lot of times, like, as soon as exactly. And like a lot of times, as soon as they do show a monster, like I love movies that show monsters, but as soon as like I don't know if you remember the movie Lights Out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That one. And like as I liked that movie, but like as soon spoil I don't know if it's a spoiler that they show the monster that you see it. But like as soon as like the actual like thing is there, I'm not scared anymore. Like all fear is gone.
I feel like the short that Lights Out was based on was way more effective at being scary. And in such a short time frame. Like that one still gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
And I've seen it like 100 times.
Yeah. By horrible, I mean gosh. I loved it. It was horrifying.
This is awful. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Okay, Bean, what is something that everybody else loves that you just can't stand?
I have one that's like really problematic, but you've already gotten personally upset at me for this one, so I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Okay, yeah, we'll just do a brief. But it's like
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I'm ready.
do, which is but I'm trying to think if I can bring up another one. If we could just say what that one
I'm
was.
ready. I'm ready.
I don't know.
I'm ready.
The new Ghostbusters.
Okay, when you say new, like, what do you mean?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay. I haven't seen it, so no opinion.
Yeah. I'm just gonna publicly admit I accidentally spoiled something for Jen and Jay because I thought they had already seen it. I really did, because you guys were both talking about it very well informed, but it turned out you just watched all the trailers a whole bunch. And I was like, oh no. I felt so bad.
And we've seen it now.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we've talked about it since you actually saw it. What did you think?
No. I want you to you talk about your stuff first.
I don't know if I can, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody else. Like,
Alfie's never seen.
I will say, for me personally, I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah. I will say, I will do one of my big gripes that is not a spoiler and is something for people to watch for if they haven't seen it. They lose track of characters in that movie.
Yeah.
Characters.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that.
One of them is left in jail. that child get home? He has no parents.
Well, he just got arrested on a Friday, and then, they shut down for the weekend. You can't get him until Monday. That's just how the law works, man.
Yeah. And like one character just really, they do just like, where is she? For about 15 minutes, and then just shows back up when it's convenient. And I'm like,
where did that person come from?
Yeah, like, where has she been? But okay, I think that's like a big gripe I had. I'm not gonna go into some of the other stuff because I don't want to spoil it for anybody else. But
I think it's been enough time that it's okay.
Okay.
When you spoiled it for us, it had only been out for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and like I said, I really thought you guys had seen it because you were talking about it in the way like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I didn't really like it.
It has been over a year now, I think. It has been a long enough time that we can talk about it and only spoil it for Alfie.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
I didn't like that. I understand the nostalgia part of it, but I didn't like that the ending is resolved by them just bringing back all the old characters who just step in.
They were setting that up for the whole movie, though.
I know, but like I didn't expect it to be a situation where all of the new characters are completely incapacitated and like inactive in the resolution.
They were kids!
And Paul Rudd. Oh wait, no, he's evil at the end, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
never
like knocked out by that point.
Yeah.
He's like knocked out or whatever by that time because there is no Paul Rudd. There is only Zool at that point.
And just all of them are completely like, it's cool. I think now that I've had more time to process it, I'm like, okay, I get it. But I'm just like, I thought the whole point was to like bring in I guess I expected new characters. I expected new characters to like make a new Ghostbusters like generation.
Which they did.
But they're not going to make any more movies. Are they making more movies?
We didn't know they were going to make this movie.
That is true. That's true. I think I really like the potential of some of the new characters, and then they didn't really do anything at the end. The old characters just come in. It's super cool to see them all together and there again. But I just wish like they had been more like mentor role instead of like savior role. That's my thing. I think that's my very controversial opinion on it.
I haven't seen it, but from what you're saying, that sounds like a fair, like, oh yeah, I mean, it's fine that they came back, but could have done it differently.
Mm-hmm.
The way it turned out, though, was it's so I forget the name of the actor who was passed away. That's why they made him a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Oh no! I just blanked it out.
Let me see. Let me figure this out.
Anyways,
Harold
they
Ramis.
set it up so that's his. I'm sorry.
Harold Ramis.
Thank you. Harold Ramis
Thank you, Jay.
had passed away at that point, and so they set it up so it's his grandkids, right? And then his ghosty form shows up to help his granddaughter beat the bad guy. So technically, it was their way of, here's our new Ghostbusters. Here's the old Ghostbusters. The new Ghostbusters got knocked out. The old Ghostbusters are getting knocked out. Now here is a bridge between granddaughter and grandfather to do it together. So that way all of them have to come together to defeat the baddie. So it technically took all of them teaming up to take out this god. So that's kind of how I looked at it, the way that they did it. Because it was kind of their way of like bridging and like passing it on, was all of them had to team up together to take out the god. So
yeah, I get
it. It kind of sounds like it could come across as fan service, like, oh yeah, they're back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah,
it was fan service.
Yeah. And I also understand if like, I'm sure logistically, I don't know if they could have gotten those actors to be a part of the movie more than they were.
Oh no.
they
pretty much 2 of them wanted nothing to do with that movie, but they're in it. The movie I'm going to say, it's probably going to make a lot of people very angry at me. That's why I'm not sure. Okay. So this movie broke records, and I don't understand why, because I thought it was terrible across the board. So, great Disney Marvel overlords, please do not come after us. This is just my own personal opinion. Captain Marvel was terrible on every front, and they couldn't even get the base storyline right. And they completely changed the Skrull and the Kree. So, because they were trying to make them like, oh, we're like the Kree, we're the police of the world. Oh, we're the Skrull, we're just trying to hide. No, they in the comics are both terrible species that do terrible things like infiltrate and just like an entire civilization just for conquest. Both species of aliens do that. And the Kree can actually be brought in, the history of Earth are shown all the way back to the beginning of it, messing with us because they didn't like humans. They wanted to take us over. They wanted to enslave us. And so that's why we have things like people on the moon. It's terrible. And what makes me even sadder about it is they got Brie Larson to play Captain Marvel. And in every other movie I've seen her in, I've enjoyed her. This was not it. This was not the movie. Like the rest of the acting cast, they tried to do a thing and it didn't work out. Everybody's acting was flat. Everybody's. Did you guys see Captain Marvel?
Yes. So remember, I think we talked about this. I watched Captain Marvel when I was first like really setting out to watch all of the Marvel movies finally.
Yeah.
And because it is chronologically, technically early, I started doing like a chronological. So I watched that one like first. And that was perfect because we talked about it and like I had no context. I was just like, this is a fun movie. What fun. And I enjoyed it because I'm just like, even then I was like, it's not a great movie, but like I feel like that's just completely naive. Not knowing anything about anything is the best way to watch that movie.
I think have I gotten you to read Secret Invasion yet?
I've read it now. So yeah, I completely understand why that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. So, but like the way they have it is like, oh, the Skrull is trying to hide amongst us because their people were being taken out by the Kree. And it's like, oh my God. They're trying to set up for Secret Invasion, but in the worst way. They made the Skrull good. Pretty much. They made the Skrull good. When you read Secret Invasion, there's like maybe one good one. Maybe kind of good. Mm-hmm. I'd say halfsies good. Halfsies good. And it's terrible. And the acting, it makes me so sad because they had great actors and actresses in this movie. And it was almost like everybody was just phoning it in for a paycheck because now they're part of the MCU.
Who else is in that? Because I only know that Brie Larson is in it.
Brie Larson, Jude Law. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Oh, that's the new one. Hold on, let me get back to like the actual like original movie, the first movie, because they're setting up for a TV show too. But Samuel L. Jackson, the cat stole the movie. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. That's actually the first thing I started thinking about was the cat.
Yeah. And that also set me off a little bit because we finally learn what happens to Nick Fury's eye. And it was just because he was trying to cuddle an alien cat and it scratched him. He lost his eye.
I mean, those scratches can be pretty bad. I remember seeing.
Yeah, for sure. But like, it was a running joke in the MCU where every time he showed up and somebody asked him, he would just laugh it off and walk away. And the rest of us are like, what? And then in this movie, they're like, oh, look, he has both his eyes. And all of us are like, oh my gosh. And they're like, oh yeah, he tried to cuddle a cute tabby and it scratched him. He lost his eye.
It is a thing you would never tell anyone if you're Nick Fury. You're not going to admit that ever.
I would just make up a different story each time someone asked me.
Yeah, that would have been... it would have been better to be left as a mystery rather than kind of how they did this movie. So, yeah.
So,
and for some reason, it made $1 billion.
Did it make $1 billion?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
I feel like you said that every movie has made $1 billion.
But that's the thing.
It made billions.
Hold on, let me. But the thing was, it was. I think the way that it was set up on the movies that made $1 billion, it goes like there was one movie and there was Avatar, and then it was Avengers, and then it was this movie.
Yeah, it was 1.128 billion.
Yeah,
that's so much.
It's a couple bucks.
I just watched it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's still making money. In the way that they've announced the new show, Miss Marvel, I think, is that what the TV show is going to be called?
Oh, that's a different character.
The Marvels.
The Marvels. Yes. Okay.
Brie Larson is going to be in it, and then we're going to have a new Miss Marvel.
New Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel?
Miss Marvel. So here's where it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel is the name of the original character before she became Captain Marvel. And it's actually a funny thing between DC and Marvel of what the two of them were going back and forth with on the name.
I thought Captain Marvel was just originally male.
Yeah, he was originally originally male. And if I recall, original DC. There was yeah.
I forgot about that. But then they were like, bro, we're literally Marvel Comics. Like we have to have Captain Marvel. Oh man.
So yeah. I'm in the same boat as Alfie is with Avatar. I'm in this boat with Captain Marvel. I have no idea on this planet how it made $1 billion. And they must have just slept through the actual story or ignored the lack of plot.
Well, Jay brings up a point that people hate watching it.
Yeah.
They do.
And like I said,
so many people love it.
I wonder too, because like I said, I watched it without a lot of background knowledge and wasn't that upset by it. I was just like, okay, so maybe it did have like that accessibility, and maybe they purposefully ignored a lot of actual lore in order to make it more widely accepted. Like, and unfortunately it worked, you know.
I could also see people that aren't like as familiar with the Marvel universe as you are, like being like, oh, it's a woman superhero, I want to go watch that. So
there are so many women superheroes, and I don't know why, but this one was just played so flat.
But it's like, okay, for Marvel, was there a title woman as like the main character? Like that was their movie?
They had Black Widow. They should have done a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, but they didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, it was like, hey, here you go. I mean, that could be why at least people who don't know anything about the lore or whatever were like, oh, I want to see lady superhero. Like be the title character.
There's a Spider-Woman.
I know that these people exist.
Yeah.
They're not the title character in the movies.
Yeah. And on that note, guys, we are going to take a short break. Please, please, please make sure to come back because we have more to discuss. And we love you guys. Disney overlords, please don't take us out. Bye.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome everybody, it's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Copeland. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadettes.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectibles.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
Carmilla the First Vampire, coming out by Burger Books with Amy Chu, and you're watching The Experience.
All right, guys, we're back, and we have decided to just let it burn and watch it burn down. So hopefully we will not be hated and sued by many different things and whatnot. But here we go. All right. So Bean, you had a hot take that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, which I have no idea because I don't even know anybody else who watched. I know one other person who watched Miss Marvel, the TV show that came out, who described it as fun. I would agree. I think that like Miss Marvel is one of the characters that I really like and read and really enjoyed and like helped me like get into comics. I'm gonna put in our group chat real quick what her powers look like in the TV show. Because she doesn't have stretch powers. She has weird psychic force field powers.
What?
It's like she can have like giant hands and stuff, but they're like blue power. And she gets it from like a mystical bracelet. It was, I didn't watch past the first episode, so I don't want to talk about it too much because I didn't finish the series because I was just like, what is this?
I will say that
She's
like
stretchy.
From looking at it, that just looks like a still frame of like a move from a fighting game that I would spam.
Oh my god, she looks like a blue lantern.
Yeah, that's it. It's like freaking like Green Lantern pattern or powers because it even comes to a piece of jewelry. Oh man.
My god. So they basically turned her into a blue lantern. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And also, I will say, I understand when people write teenagers for shows, like, I get that they're trying to make it relatable to like teens who have conflict with their parents. One thing about Kamala Khan is that she is very family oriented and really respects like her family is a big part of her life. And they made a major source of conflict that like she doesn't get along with her parents. And I was just like, you changed her powers, you changed a big part of her personality. Like she's all about family and community in the books.
Yeah.
And that's not how she was in the show. And so, you know.
I mean, hip, cool kids these days, they don't get along with their parents, man. And that is no cap.
Hello, my fellow kids. Here is a meme coming.
Oh,
Make
man.
sure to hit that liking.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah. Hit
'Cause-
that
and it-
bell.
Whatever kids like.
Oh,
these
and
days.
guys, actually hit that bell so you can always get notifications when we're on.
Yeah.
That
But
was
yeah,
fun.
I because it's the first episode, so it's not like a spoiler, but basically she really wants to go to a local con. She wants to dress up in a Captain Marvel costume, and her parents do not approve. They're like really upset about it, even though it's not a revealing costume. But basically they say you can go, but your dad's gonna come with you. And she's just like, no, absolutely not. And they even like make the dad a costume to go with her.
Aww.
And like, and she's like, no, like, oh my god, like my parents coming to the con with
Kids
me.
are not like that these days. Kids are not like these days. I can tell you this because I have a 16-year-old and I have a 13. I think she's 13. They are 13 now. They don't want to go anywhere without either their aunt or their uncle. They don't want to go there unless there is a adult. Excuse me, that was rude. An adult and me there. They don't want to go. Kids nowadays, they don't want to go to the cons. They don't want to go to the they didn't even want to go to the beach unless I was with them. I don't know a single kid these days that don't want either their parent or another grown up there. So
Jenna,
who was writing this?
Jenna, it's all the cool kids who don't want to hang out with their parents. Hip cool kids. Yeah.
And it makes even less sense because like part of the issue is that her mom is like, your costume isn't modest in like the traditional like religious sense. And Miss Marvel's costume is literally
It's like
modest.
turtleneck, long sleeves,
Yeah.
long pants, boots.
Yeah, it is like modest in the religious sense. Like exactly. So it doesn't make any sense for her to be like, I know, mom, even though that's what her character wears. Like
Unless it was like skin tight, like that
Yeah,
would be
I
the
think
only way that it wouldn't be modest.
Yeah, and like it's I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense that her I guess they were maybe doing like a character arc where she like becomes okay with it, but I wasn't invested, so I don't know.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Alfie? Do you have another movie or TV show that everybody loves that you just can't stand? Because I've got a big one.
I might have exhausted all of my hate on those two. Like I'm certain that they're there, but I was so focused on those two. I honestly can't think of another one right now. Like all my hate was dedicated to there, and I was like, all right, I'm good now. I've got it out of my system.
Okay.
I'll have to think of another one.
All
Because all
right,
the ones that I can think of hating, other people don't like either. So,
okay. My name is Jena, and I hated with a passion. Like, I still to this day hate this movie. The remake live action of Beauty and the Beast.
oh, okay. I haven't seen it, and I didn't really want to because I like the cartoon so much.
Yeah. I have heard good things and how much everybody loved it so much nonstop that I just want to turn and shake people. So okay, so Alfie, you've not seen it. Bean, have you seen it?
I have seen it.
We're talking about the one with Emma Watson, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like the original cartoon. Like,
I do
you
too.
know, I love it. And so I saw the live action. I wasn't like upset by it, but I've never rewatched it. I totally get the criticisms. I'm not going to defend it. So, yeah.
So, Alfie, let me set this up. This is literally a play-by-play of the animated movie with an extra song. But they did not complete the CGI.
What do you mean?
Hold on, I will find you an example. The CGI is literally the like beginning of like when you're starting it. Like when you're first starting and you've got it like blocked out on where things are gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left it.
Oh my god, Disney did poor CGI? I can't believe it. Color me shocked.
Hold on, I'm trying to find like a really good picture so I can like show you. Because the wolves were so bad.
Oh, you know what? While you're looking that up, real quick, I just want to say, in general, I think that the live action remakes of Disney animated movies are overrated and unnecessary.
There's only one that I've liked, and they've already said that they're going to remake it because they didn't like how it turned out. So I cannot find a good picture. I'm so sorry. You're just going to have to look it up later. Or it's so bad.
Also, Lion King, the live action Lion King, it's not live action. Stop it. It's not live action. It's a cartoon still.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Get like the little lions and be like, boop-a-doop-a-doo. Go over there.
No, well, come on, Mr. Lion, come this way.
They can, like, move them.
Just like horrible dubbing over them, like eating something.
Yeah.
Every time they talk, like.
I'm pretty certain that the original animated Lion King had more involvement with real lions than the live action one. Because they had real lions in the studio, like, oh, okay, this is what they look like.
They did.
I don't think they did that with this one.
I don't think so.
You know what? I've never. Beauty and the Beast is actually, I believe, the only live action remake I've watched. And I'm pretty sure, number one, I love Belle. As a nerd, grew up reading a lot of books. Love Belle. Love the songs from it. And I think I also was kind of excited to see the Beast CGI because he's a big monster and that's pretty cool. Like that's cool when there's a monster.
It was not well done.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Are these
the
very bad from the movie?
Yeah.
From the Beauty and the Beast Disney movie?
Yeah.
Because that kind of reminds me of that Beowulf movie.
Yeah, so there's one that I've liked so far. It was the Cinderella one they had with the actress from Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And it's because they actually made it a completely different story. Well, it's still the main base story, but they added on to it. They took some of the lore from the Grimm fairy tales and they brought that over to the movie. And they gave Cinderella her own mind, and they kind of upped it a little bit. You know what I mean? And I will not say it is the best. It wasn't better than the original cartoon, but of all the live action movies and remakes that we've gotten, that is the only one that I will maybe someday ever watch again.
Oh,
or all the way through.
Okay, I'll say. The Cinderella movie with Brandy, I remember really enjoying that.
I really liked that one.
And the live action Jungle Book that came out many decades ago, I still have it on VHS. That was a good one.
Yes. Okay. I forgot about that one. Alfie, you're right. That is where I send all of my hate.
I will say there is one thing I just remembered that I did like about the Beauty and the Beast live remake. There's one thing that kind of stuck in my mind as a cool moment, and it's where they do the flashback to when the Beast became the Beast, and they're having the party, the masquerade party and everything.
Oh yeah,
and that was just kind of a nice moment. Huh?
If you ever want to watch a Beauty and the Beast movie that is actually good, go watch La Belle et the Bête. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Alfie. It's in French, but they do have an English dub. That's actually not terrible.
Well, actually, Ron Perlman could have been in the French one because he speaks French. So, I mean.
You heard me. So the reason I liked La Belle et the Bête was because they actually show some of the original storyline of when it was told from family to family, where part of it was that there was a magical forest. In that magical forest, there was a god of the forest, and like the Fae and stuff like that lived in there. Don't piss them off, and don't be killing golden deer, as we all know from tales of old. Oh, and yeah. So this one, I put it in the group chat, and it's the cover of it. If anybody gets a chance, that's the one I would watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we have spent enough hatred and well, not so much hatred, but just like we've been downers for too long. It is now officially time for Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week. Woo. Okay, so this week's pick was Alfie's pick. So tell us about it, Alfie.
It's Halloween Party. That's what I had picked. And it's Scotch McTiernan's Halloween Party. And these your classic Halloween scares, clowns, vampires, all your Draculas, that sort of thing. People are no longer scared of them because, hey man, people have guns now, so that's scarier than some monster. So they get Scotch McTiernan to try to fix that, and it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah,
it's laugh out loud funny. It's pretty good. I enjoy it thoroughly.
I laughed a lot. I thought it was funny how it was set in New Jersey. A killer and the bunnies. So
yeah,
Killer Clown has two bunnies. Walks onto I think it was like a beach or a pier or something in New Jersey, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be scary," and then all of a sudden some dudes show up and just start like shooting at the crowd, and they take off, and the clown's just like, "Oh my god, what is I am a killer clown, but that is too much even for me. My bunny, you killed him. No, I need to get out of here. I'm done with this." And then later on, he's talking about like, "Man, I need to retire."
Yeah, I saw the bunnies on like the first page, and I was like, "Oh, Jena would love this."
I did, and then I was sad.
And then the next panel, I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, I was like, "Killer bunnies! I love killer bunnies." Next panel, I'm sad now. I'm pretty sure because I was reading it on the bed, and I just went, "No!" And Jay just like looks around. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I definitely love all the references to various other pop culture monsters and stuff. It was like, oh, I know this one. That's great. Yeah. And they just kept having more and more, and it was fun. I really love that. I'm gonna have to read the other holiday ones that they have.
Yeah, and then the mummy that they had in it, he was legit. Could have been terrifying had it not been for the state of the world.
Yeah.
Which are they coming out with the Christmas one? Because they kind of tease a Christmas one at the end. Okay, that's gonna be.
It says it on the end. Look for the Christmas one, and it's already up on. I think it's up on previews right now.
Oh, okay, the one I had a different ad. I got mine on digital, so maybe I didn't have it on there. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I feel like this is like satire done really well, where it's like. The world is so horrifying. The monsters are scared.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And where the ghost is like, I can't even haunt my person because she has to work 2 warehouse jobs.
And has long COVID.
Long COVID. I was like, oh no, I felt so bad for that lady.
But that's so, it felt so real. Like, oh, I guess there would be haunts that are like, who am I supposed to scare? She barely comes home and she just passes out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to scare her. She's working 2 jobs. She might exercise me just for her 20 minutes of sleep between her jobs. Bro.
If you get tired enough and you come into your kitchen and all the cabinets are open, you're just going to think you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you're going to be like, you know what? That's future Jena problem. I need to go to bed because I have work.
Yeah.
Y'all. If you are going to play pranks on me like this, at least do the dishes. Do the dishes. And pay rent. I'm going to bed. And that's exactly how that conversation in my kitchen would go. think I've had that conversation before.
I've definitely
Okay,
come home and it's been like, something's amiss here. I should be worried. Oh, well, I don't care. It's bedtime.
Yeah. Man, if there's a serial killer in here, can you just like do it before my alarm goes off? That'd be great.
Can you just wait till later?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh man, but
look, I will scream and cry and run away, but let me take an hour nap first. Maybe 2 if you really want it good.
So real quick little tangent, but did you guys see Werewolf by Night? Did you guys get to watch that?
I have not.
If not, okay. You guys, it's only an hour long.
Okay.
You guys should watch it for.
I have kind of.
You have kind of. Okay.
Me in this movie. So we've talked about this before in the past, where I am legally blind, mostly.
It's black and white.
And it's not so much that it's in black and white that I had a problem with. Mm-hmm. It's that it was in black and white and it was so dark. I literally saw nothing.
Yeah.
So we sat there for an hour, me and Jay, while he described it to me. And we looked it up. The reason it had to be black and white was that way it wasn't like, it's already rated R in black and white. Had it been in color, it would have been, I think, like NC-17 or something like that. And Disney doesn't really deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes me curious about, because NC-17 is like, that's a death sentence to movies most of the time.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what that movie would have in it to get that rating, because it is a lot.
It's very violent, like blood splattering, people screaming and begging for their lives. Like it is very violent.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad though. Because I mean, Kill Bill doesn't even get that until halfway through the slaughter scene at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and I think a long time ago I watched this movie. It might still hold up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Producer Man just told me TV 14. I skipped a rating. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. But still, they didn't want to play that game, so they made it in black and white. I guess they didn't realize how darkly everything was. So for me, it just looked like really, 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 really dark gray on black on darker black. So I didn't get to see anything. Sorry, Alfie, continue.
I was going to say, typically, especially in the U.S., as far as ratings go, we're more lenient on violence as opposed to adult time.
Yeah, and it doesn't have any
violence
of that in it.
Fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought they just did the black and white as like a cool homage, because they also did like the cigarette mark where they used to like signify that the film needed, they put that onto it. Yeah. And they put like little like flickers every once in a while, like the film has gotten like a chip on it or something.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing until we saw the end was in color.
Yeah, but it like kind of like becomes color at the end. I thought it was like a, you know, what do you call it? I don't know. It's like a Wizard of Oz thing where like it like becomes color. Yeah. I really
But the parts that I got to hear I really like. The parts, like I sat there and I listened to it and Jay described it to me and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. And we'll Alfie can watch it and like we can talk about it next week, just because like I kind of want to talk about it some, just because they are in one of my favorite side Marvel characters just entered the MCU with it, so I'm really excited.
Oh, is it the big guy, right?
No, Elsa Bloodstone.
Oh, okay,
so
yes,
pumped, dude. Like,
yes,
she's so cool, and we'll talk about it.
Yes,
we'll talk about it.
Okay, I'll make sure to watch it before next show.
Yeah, like it's only an hour, so
yeah. All right, so that means I know, right? So that means it is time for Bean to tell us what are we reading next.
I know. Do we want to make? Well, you've already seen it, so I guess Werewolf by Night, like, and asking Alfie to watch like a horror thing. it's not even really making you do something. I'm gonna declare something that I haven't read.
Oh,
but I've wanted to read, and then it'll give me a good excuse to buy the book because I haven't been able to find the book. But like, I'll just buy it digitally finally and be like, well, I have to because of the show. I want to read Baby Teeth.
Yes, I love Baby Teeth. Okay, I'm good. I'm sorry. Baby teeth. Baby teeth. I love this.
Huh? Alfie, have you read it before?
No, that's on my list of things that I'd wanted to read as well, obviously.
I've been watching
Sorry,
Little
I
Demon,
got super excited.
and I was just like, I want to read Baby Teeth so bad. Also, Little Demon's really good. Don't watch it with your kids or anyone who gets offended on anything.
Yeah, I like Little Demon. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
I love Baby Teeth by Aftershock.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait for you guys to read it. Oh my god. Because I haven't had anybody to talk to about it. So
it's hard
I'm
to
gonna
find. I
reread
think it was so good. I can't like find it unless it's like in like a big special omnibus, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Every time I see it in the store, I'm like, I know I should buy this, but I don't. So
I think I have all the issues.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna finally get it digital because I'm probably gonna want to like reread it. I don't know. I'll find a way.
It's so good. I can't wait for you guys to read it. So, for anybody, do you want to tell them the preface of it, or do you want me to tell people the preface of it?
Literally, all I know is Antichrist.
Okay, so the story is about a 16-year-old girl who becomes immaculately pregnant, and everybody in the town thinks that she's been sleeping around when she's not. And then there is a secret organization that has been watching the signs of what is to come when the Antichrist comes, and then she gives birth. And her father, a cop, a sheriff in a small town, and her raise the baby as best they can, so that way it could be a happy baby. But come to find out, it is in fact the Antichrist, and people are either A, trying to come and worship him and raise him evil, or B, trying to come and take him to kill him because, Antichrist stuff. And then C, there is a little baby dog demon who comes to be with that's his master. This is all in the first 2 issues, by the way. Mm-hmm. Everything I've just described is the first 2 issues. So she's literally a 16-year-old girl whose dad is a cop, a small town sheriff, and they just want to raise her baby to be a happy and healthy, child. And he's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
Yes. It's gonna be so much fun talking about that in Werewolf by Night a little bit next week and yelling about Elsa Bloodstone. We need to end now before I start talking some more because I am excited about it. All right.
Yes.
This has been Space Cadets with me being joined by Jena and Alfie. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We gotta hate on stuff sometimes. Everybody likes that. Anyway, next week will probably be a lot more positive, and we will see you there. Have a good week.
Bye.